राग सूही अष्टपदियाँ महला पंचमा कार पहला एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद ऊर्ज रह्यो बिख्या कै संगा मनै व्यापत अनिक तरंगा मेरे मन गम गोचर कत पायै पूरन परमेसर राम. This mortal is entangled in sinful associations, and his mind is troubled by so many waves. O my mind, how can the unapproachable and incomprehensible God be found? He is the perfect, transcendent God. Pause. मोह मगन में रहा व्यापे अत तृष्णा कबू नहीं त्रापे बसे करोध शरीर चंडारा अज्ञान न सूझे महागुबारा. One remains entangled in intoxication of worldly love, and excessive thirst is never quenched. Anger is the outcast which hides within one's body, and one is in utter darkness of ignorance and never understands this. प्रमथ व्यापत जरे किवारा जान न पाए प्रभु दरबारा आसा अंधेसा बंद पराना महल न पावे फिरत बिगाना. Afflicted by doubt, the shutters are shut tight, and one cannot go to God's court. Mortal is bound and gagged by hope and fear, and so one cannot find the mention of God's presence and wanders around like a stranger. सगल ब्याद कै वस कर दीना फिरत प्यास ज्यों जल बिन मीना कछु सियानप उनकत न मोरी एक आस ठाकर प्रभु तोरी. This mortal falls under the power of all negative influences and keeps wandering around thirsty like a fish out of water. I have no clever tricks or techniques. You are my only hope, O my God and Master. करो बेनती संतन पासे मिले हो नानक अरदासे भयो कृपाल साध संग पाया नानक तृप्ते पूरा पाया रहाओ दूजा. O Nanak, I offer this prayer to the saints. Please let me merge and blend with you. O God, show your mercy and let me find the Sadh Sangat, the company of the holy. O Nanak, I remain satisfied finding the perfect God. Second pause. राग सुई महला पंचमा कार तीजा एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद मिथन मोह अगन शोक सागर कर कृपा उधर हर नागर चरण कमल शरणाए नारायण दीनानाथ भगत परायण रहाओ. Attachment to the wanton desires is an ocean of fire and pain. By your grace, O sublime God, please save me from it. I seek sanctuary of lotus feet of the God. He is the master of the meek, the support of his devotees. Pause. Anatha Anath Bhagat Metan साध संग जम दूत न पेटन जीवन रूप अनूप दयाला रमण गुणा कटिय जम काला. Master of the masterless, O eradicator of fear of your devotees, in the Sasanga, the company of the holy, the messenger of death cannot even touch such devotees. The merciful, incomparably beautiful embodiment of life, vibrating the glorious virtues of the God. The news of messenger of death is cut away. Amrit naam rasan nit jape, rog roop maya na vyape. जप गोबिंद संगी सब तारे, पोहत नाही पंच बटवारे. One who constantly chants ambrosial nectar of the name with one's tongue is never touched or affected by Maya, the embodiment of disease. Chant and meditate on God. He is the God of the universe, and all of your companions also shall be carried across. The 5 thieves will never even come approach you. मन बच कर्म प्रभ एक ध्याये, सर्ब फला सोई जन पाए. तारण ग्रह अपना प्रभ कीना, केवल नाम भगत रस दीना. Those who meditate on one God in thought, word and deed, such humble beings, they receive fruits of all rewards. Showering His mercy, Vaheguru has made me His own and has blessed me with the unique Naam, the sublime essence of devotion. Aad mad ant prabh soi, Nanak tis bin avar na koi. In the beginning, in the middle, and in the end, He is the one God. O Nanak, without Him there is no other at all. Rag sui mahla panjama, ashtpadya karnoa, ik omkar satgur prasad. जिन डिठिया मन रहसिए, क्यों पाए तिन संग जियो. संत सजन मन मित्र से लाइन, प्रभ स्यों रंग जियो. तिन स्यों प्रीत न टूटे, कबू न होवै भंग जियो. Gazing upon them, my mind is enraptured. How can I join them and be with them? They are the holy saints and friends, good friends of my mind, who inspire me and help me tune into God's love. My love for them shall never die. It shall never ever be broken. पार ब्रह्म प्रभ कर दया, गुण गावा तेरे नित जियो. आए मिलो संत सज्जणा, नाम जपै मन मित जियो. Ra. O true God, please grant me your grace that I might constantly sing your glorious praises. Come and meet with me, O saints and good friends. Let us chant and meditate on Naam. That is the best friend of my mind. Pause. देखे सुने न जाने माया, मोहया अंध जियो. काची देहा विणसणी, कूड़ कमावे तंद जियो. नाम त्यावे से जिण चले, गुरपुरे संबंध जियो. The woman is engrossed in the love of Maya like a blind man and is completely lost. So, in spite of seeing that everything is perishable, this woman does not realize and remains attached to Maya. This human body is liable to perish, but still one engages oneself in falsehood. However, Guru-minded people who recite true name in company of the Guru proceed to the next world by making a success of this life. Hukme jug mein aaya, chalan hukam sanjog jiyo. Hukme par panch pasraya, hukum kare ras bhog jiyo. जिसनो करता विसरै तिसे विछोड़ा सोग जियो. This woman is born in the world as per the dictates of God and will, and have to face death also as per God's will. The whole world has been created by dictates of Vaheguru. Worldly drama has been enacted as per His will, and it is through His will that the human enjoys various worldly pleasures. But the person who forsakes the God has to face separation leading to sufferings. आपनड़े प्रभ पाणिया दरगह पैदा जाए जियो ऐथे सुख मुख उजला इको नाम त्याए जियो आदर दिता पार ब्रह्म गुर सेव्या सत पाए जियो. Such people whom true master is pleased, they proceed with honor in God's court. People who recite true name enjoy the bliss of life in this world even, and proceed with flying colors in the next world, being acclaimed everywhere. People who have served the Guru with love and devotion by realizing truth, they have been given honor in God's presence. Than Thanantar Ravraya Sarabjiya Pratapal Jiyo Sach Khajana Sanchaya Ek Naam Tanmal Jiyo Mante Kabuna Visaray Jape Hoye Dayal Jiyo. The God is pervading everywhere and is sustaining all beings. People who have amassed the real treasure of true name have gained all the wealth of true name. Such people who are blessed with grace and benevolence of God never forget to remember Him. Avan jana reh gaye man uttha nirankar jiyo ताका अंत न पाइए ऊंचा अगम अपार जियो जिस प्रभ अपना विसरै सो मर जम्मे लखवार जियो. People who have inculcated God's love in their heart, they always are immersed in Him, saving themselves from cycle of births and deaths. We cannot evaluate the depth or vastness of God, who is the greatest and highest power and beyond our reach. It's not possible for us to know His limits, but people who are forgetful of true Master go through cycle of births and deaths number of times. Sachni ho tin pritama jin man uttha aap jiyo gun saji tin sang base आठ पैर प्रभु जाप जियो रंग रते परमेश्वर बिन से सगल संताप जियो. Guru-minded people who have inculcated God's love in their hearts are imbued with true concept of God. Such people who are seekers of truth and virtues, they are always reciting true name of God, being close to Him all the 24 hours. They cast away all the ills and sufferings as they are imbued with the love of God all the time. Tu karta tu karanhar तू है एक अनेक जियो तू समरथ तू सर्व मैं तू है बुद्ध विवेक जियो. नानक नाम सदा जपी भगत जना की टेक जियो. O Vaheguru, you are controlling everything, being the cause and effect of everything. You are present in unseen form, in all seen forms, in various beings of your creation. This whole worldly drama is your creation. You're capable of creating everything, pervading equally within all the beings, and it is your wisdom that is functioning in all human beings, along with your wisdom, which is perceived in the form of their knowledge. O Nanak, the holy saints have the support of God's true name. They are always reciting God's true name. रागे सुही महला पंजमा अष्टपदियाँ कर दसवां काफी एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद जे भूली जे चुकी साईं बीते हिंजी का दिया जिन्ना नेह दुजाने लगा चूर मरो से वाडिया. O true Master, even if I've made mistakes, I am known as your true slave, your devotee. However, such people who develop love for worldly falsehood, they have been suffering various afflictions due to your separation. How na chodo kant pasara, sada rangila lal pyara, eho mahinja asara raha. I cannot leave the support of my beloved God, who is always blissful, being immersed in God's true name, and I always depend on the support of true Master. Pause. सज्जन तू है सैन तू मैं तुझ ऊपर बहुमानिया जा तू अंदर ता सुखे तू निमानी मानिया. You are my only friend and true companion, and I have full faith in you. When I keep remembering you and reciting your true name, I enjoy bliss and joy of life, as you are the only strength and pride of this poor and helpless person like me. Jetun tutta kripa nidhan na dujave khal इहा पाई मुदातड़ी नित हृदय रखा समाल पाव जुलाई पंद तो नैनी दरस दिखाल सर्वणी सुनी कहानियाँ जी गुर थी वह कृपाल. If you're really pleased with me, I would request you to not have me depend on another's support. I have been blessed with this boon of true name by you alone, which I have inculcated in my heart by reciting true name with each breath all the time, by being immersed in it. I'm longing to tread your true path with my feet, while perceiving your glimpse with my eyes and listening to your praises, stories with my ears. But all this is possible only when Vaheguru's grace is bestowed on me. Kiti lakh karod phiriye रोम ना पूजन तेरे आ तू साही हूँ साह हाँ कह न सका गुण तेरे आ. O true Master, millions of worldly possessions that you have bestowed on us cannot approach even a 1,000,000th part of your favors. You are the King of Kings. How could I, a helpless poor person, sing your praises as it is beyond my capacity? Sahiya to asank manjo hab vadhaniya hik puri nadar nihal de daras rang maniya jai dit hai man tiriya kil vikh vanjin dure सो क्यों विसरै माँ में जो रहया पर पूरे. There are plenty of your holy saints, including your companions, who are beyond any count, being in billions and are more virtuous than me. But I could also enjoy the bliss of your glimpse, provided I am blessed with your grace and benevolence, leading to the bliss of your love. O my mother, O friend, why should I forsake that God whose vision provides me peace and tranquility of mind while casting away all my sins and vicious thoughts? Why should I forget the God who is pervading everywhere in equal measure, being omnipresent? होई निमाणी टह पई मिलिया सहित सुभाए पूरब लिखिया पाया नानक संत सहाय. In humility, I bowed down in surrender to that Vaheguru, and he naturally met me. I have received what was preordained for me, O Nanak, with the help and assistance of the saints. Suhi Mahalla Panjama Simrat Ved Puran Pukaran Potiyan नाम बिना सब कूड़ गाली होचियां नाम निधान अपार भगता मन वसै जन्म मरण मोह दुख साधु संग नसै रहा. O Vaheguru, apart from your true name, all other religions, practices and formal observances are false. All the 27 Smritis, 4 Vedas, 18 Puranas are proclaiming with one voice the same thing, that all these worldly practices and beliefs are false and valueless except the true name. However, people who have inculcated love of wealth of true name in their hearts have cast away the torture of cycle of births and deaths in the company of holy saints. Pause. Moh baad ahankar sar par runya sukh na payan mool naam vichunya मेरी मेरी तार बंधन बंधया नरक सुरग अवतार माया धंधया. All the people engrossed in the wrangles of worldly falsehood, being engulfed by egoism, finally have to face sufferings. They always cry and wail at their misdeeds, as they can never be happy and peaceful, being separated from the true name. The self-willed people who are engrossed in love of worldly falsehood and bondage are being born time and again, going through the cycle of births and deaths. They spend their lives in the wrangles and futilities of the world. Sodat 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 tat bicharya नाम बिना सुख नाहि सर पर हारया आवे जाए अनेक मर मर जन्मते बिन बूझे सब वाद जोनी परमते. I've come to one conclusion after studying various books including Puranas, that there's no peace and joy except by reciting true name. The whole lot of foolish people leave this world after losing the battle of life without true name, as there is no other alternative. There are plenty of faithless people who are born in this world and proceed to hell after death, having wasted this life in fruitless efforts without realizing the real truth. They engage themselves in fruitless talks and are engrossed in worldly wrangles, going through the cycle of births and deaths all the time. जिनको भय दयाल तिन साधु संग भया अमृत हर का नाम तिन्नी जनी जप लया. The fortunate, blessed people, with God's grace, they join the company of holy saints that has resulted in their attainment of the nectar of true name, and that has merged them with God, because of the recitation of true name. खोजें कोट संख बहुत अनंत के, जिस बुझाए आप नीड़ा तिस है। विसर नाही दातार अपना नाम देहो, गुण गावा दिन रात नानक चाहे हो। There are millions of people seeking Vaheguru with various efforts, but it is only through God's grace that some people are united with Him, who are brought closer to Him through His own guidance. O God benefactor, my only prayer to you is to bestow me with your true name, so that I may not forget you even for a moment. O Nanak, I have only one desire and longing, that I may enjoy God's unison by singing praises of God day and night, and by reciting true name I may merge with Him. राग सुही महला पहला, खुचजी एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद। मंज कुचजी अमावण दोसड़े, हाँ क्यों सौरावण जाऊं जियो। एक दू एक चढ़न दिया, कौन जाने मेरा नाम जियो। जिन्नी सखी सोहरावे आय, से अम्बी छावड़िए जियो। से गुण मंजन आवणी, हाँ कैजी दोस्त रे जियो। I am ungraceful, without any manners, full of endless faults. How can I go to enjoy my husband God? Each of his soul brides is better than the rest. Who even knows my name there? Those soul brides who enjoy their husband God are very blessed. They rest in the shade of the mango tree. I do not have their virtues. Who can I blame for this? क्या गुण तेरे विथरा, हाँ क्या क्या किना तेरा नाम जियो। इकत टोलना अंबड़ा, हाँ सद कुर्बाने तेरे जाओ जियो। सोना रूपा रंगला, मोती तय माणक जियो। से वस्तु सह दित्तियां, मैं तिन स्यों लाया चित जियो। Which of your virtues, O God, I can speak of? Which of your names can I chant? I cannot even reach one of your virtues. I am forever a sacrifice to you. Gold, silver, pearls, rubies, they are all pleasing. My husband God has blessed me with these things, and I have focused my thoughts on them. मंदिर मिट्टी संदड़े, पत्थर की तेरास जियो। हाँ इन्नी टोली पुलियस, तिस कंत न बैठी पास जियो। अंबर कुंजा कर लिया, बग बैठे आए जियो। सातन चली साहुरे, क्या मोह देसी अगे जाए जियो। Palaces of brick and mud are built and decorated with stones. I have been fooled by these decorations, and I did not sit near my husband God engrossed in these. The cranes shriek overhead in the sky, and the herons have come to rest. The bride has gone to her father-in-law's house in the world hereafter. What face will she show there? सुती सुती चाल थिया, भुली वाटड़ी आस जियो। तैसह नालो मुतियस, दुखा को तरियास जियो। तुद गुण में सब अवगणा, इक नानक की अरदास जियो सब राती सुहागणी में डोहागण काई रात जियो. She kept sleeping as the day dawned, and the soul bride forgot all about her journey. She separated herself from her husband God, and now she's suffering in pain. Virtues is in you, O Vaheguru. I am totally without virtue. This is my prayer, O Nanak. You give all your nights to the virtuous soul brides. I know I am unworthy, but isn't there a night for me as well? Suhi mahalla pehla suchaji जातू तामे सबको तू साहिब मेरी रास जियो तुद अंतर हो सुख वसा तू अंतर सावबास जियो पाणे तख्त वडाइया पाणे पीख उदास जियो पाणे थल सिर सर्व है कमल फुले आकाश जियो. O my dear God, when I have you, then I have everything. You are the God and Master. You are my wealth and capital. Within you I abide in peace. Within you I am congratulated. By the pleasure of your will you bestow thrones and greatness, and by the pleasure of your will you make us beggars and wanderers. By the pleasure of your will, the ocean flows in the desert, and the lotus blossoms in the sky. Pane pav jal langiye, pane manj pariyas jiyo, pane so saho rang lal, shift rata guntas jiyo. पाणे सौ पिहावला हाँ आवण जान मुयास जियो तू सहो अगम अतोवला हाँ कह टह पयास जियो. It is by your pleasure that one is able to cross over this terrifying world ocean. It is by your will that one sinks down into it. It is by your will that you become my husband God of the soul bride, and I am imbued with the praises of you, the treasure of virtue. It is by your will, O my husband God, that I am afraid of you, and I come and go, and I die. You, O my husband God, are inaccessible and immeasurable. Talking and speaking of you, I've fallen at your feet. क्या मांगो क्या कह सुनी मैं दर्शन भूख प्यास जियो गुर शब्दी सो पाया सच नानक की अरदास जियो. What should I beg for? What should I say and hear? I am hungry and thirsty for the blessed vision of your darshan. Through the word of the Guru's teachings I found my husband God. O Nanak, this is my true prayer. Suhi mahalla panjama gunvanti जो दिसै गुर सिखड़ा तिस निव निव लागो पाए जियो आँखों बिरथा जी की गुर सज्जन दे मिलाए जियो सोई दसूप देसड़ा मेरा मन अनत न काहू जाए जियो एह मन तैकू देवसा में मार्ग देव बताए जियो. When I see a Sikh of the Guru, I humbly bow and fall at his feet. I tell to him the pain of my soul and beg to unite me with the Guru, my best friend. I ask that he must impart to me an understanding that my mind will not go out wandering anywhere else. I dedicate this mind to you. Please show me the path to God. हूँ आया दूरों चल के, मैं तकी तो सरणाए जियो। मैं आशा रखी चित्त में, मेरा सब दुख गवाए जियो। इत मार्ग चले पायड़े, गुर कहे सुकार कमाए जियो। त्यागे मन की मतड़ी, विसारे दूजा पाओ जियो। I've come so far seeking the protection of your sanctuary, and within my mind I have my hopes in you. Please take my sufferings away. So walk on this path, O sister soul brides. Do that what your Guru tells you to do. Give away your cleverness and intellectual persuades of your mind. Forget the love of duality. यूं पावे हर दर सावड़ा, ने लगे तत्ती वाओ जियो। हाँ आप बोल न जानदा, मैं कहया सब हुक्माओ जियो। हर भगत खजाना बख्शिया, गुरु नानक किया बसाओ जियो। This way, you should be able to obtain the glimpse of your Guru's darshan, of Vahiguru's darshan. The hot winds will never touch you. I do not even know how to speak. By myself, I speak all that Vahiguru commands me to speak. I am blessed with the treasure of devotion, of worship. Guru Nanak has been kind and compassionate to me. मैं बहुड़ न तृष्णा भुखड़ी, हूँ रज्जा त्रिपत अघाई जियो। जो गुर दिसै सिखड़ा, तिस निव निव लागू पाए जियो। I have been completely satisfied, satiated, and fulfilled. I am never going to feel any hunger or thirst again. When I see a Sikh of the Guru, I humbly bow and fall at his feet. राग सुही छंत महला पहला, कर पहला एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद। पर जोबन में मत पेरै, कर पाणी बलराम जियो। मैली अवगण चित बिन गुर, गुण ना समावनी बलराम जियो। गुण सार न जानी परम भूलानी, जो बिन बाद गवाया। वार कर दर दर्शन नहीं जाता, पीर का सहज ना पाया। सतगुर पूछ न मार्ग चाली, सूती रैन विहाणी। नानक बालक तण रांडे पार, बिन फिर तन कुमलानी। I was completely drunk, overpowered by my wine of youthful beauty. Though I am like a guest for a few days in this world, I would offer myself as a sacrifice to you. I am like a discredited woman made filthy with vices and sinful actions, as no virtues would be gained without Guru's guidance. This human being does not realize the value of virtuous deeds, being engrossed in whims and misgivings, dual-mindedness, thus spending this life, this youth, in wasteful or fruitless efforts. This human, though the God was abiding within one's inner self, did not realize his presence and did not gain any knowledge of his secrets by developing love in his heart. O Nanak, I did not follow the right path by seeking Guru's guidance and wasted this human life in the darkness of ignorance. Thus I suffered the separation of God's spouse from the childhood, from an early age, like a widow, and did not enjoy the bliss of life by winning this life without gaining the love of God's spouse. Baba मैं वर दे मैं हर वर पावे तिसकी बलराम जियो रब रहया जुग चार त्रिपवन बाणी जिसकी बलराम जियो त्रिपवन कंत रवै सुहागण अवगणवंती दूरे जैसी आशा तैसी मनसा पूरया पर पूरे हर की नार सो सरप सुहागण रान न मैलै वेसे नानक मैं वर साचा पावे जुग जुग प्रीतम तैसे. O true Master, may I be united with my beloved God spouse. I am longing to gain acceptance of Vaheguru, having inculcated his love in the heart. I am like a devotee, a slave of true Master, who is parading everywhere, including the 4 yugas, 4 ages, the 3 worlds which have been created by him. The faithful Guru-minded people enjoy unison with Vaheguru by imbibing his love, while faithless people, they are separated from God's spouse, like the soul bride separated from her husband God. Thus, human beings get all desires and hopes fulfill whatever they wish for, as Vaheguru is omnipresent and omniscient. The Guru-minded people, they enjoy the bliss of company of God's spouse due to their love and devotion of God without suffering any separation, like a widow wearing dirty clothes having lost her spouse. O Nanak, I have imbibed the love of God's spouse, my true Master, who is ever existent during the 4 ages, emanating his light and love everywhere. बाबा लगिन गणाए हम भी वंजा साहराए बलराम जियो साहा हुक्म रजाए सोना टल्लाए जो प्रभ करे बलराम जियो किरत पया कर तय कर पाया मेट न सकै कोई जांजी नाव न रहने केवल रव रिहा तिहु लोई माए निरासी रोए विछुनी बाली बालै हेते नानक साज शब्द सुख महली गुर चरणी प्रभ चेते. O beloved Guru, calculate that auspicious moment when I too shall be going to my in-laws' house. The moment of that marriage will be set by the hukum of God's command. His will cannot be changed. The karmic record of past deeds written by the Creator God cannot be erased by anyone. The most important person of the marriage party, my husband, is the independent God of all beings, pervading and permeating the 3 worlds. Maya, crying out in pain, leaves, seeing that the bride and groom are in love. O Nanak, the peace of the mention of God's presence comes to the true word of the Shabad. The bride keeps the Guru's feet enshrined in her mind. Baul diri dur naave kar piye Balaram jiyo रहसी वेख दूर फिर रावी कर सोहिए बलराम जियो साचे पिर लोड़ी प्रीतम जोड़ी मत पूरी परधाने संजोगी मेला थान सुहेला गुणवंती गुर ज्ञाने। सत संतोख सदा सच पल्लै, सच बोलै फिर पाए। नानक विछड़ ना दुख पाए, गुर मत अंक समाए। My father has given me in marriage far away, and I shall not return to my parents' home. This human being does not pass through cycle of births and deaths once united with the God through Guru's guidance by reciting true name of God and enjoying the bliss of his unison. The Sikh gets thrilled with the God's presence within and perceiving his glimpses enjoy the bliss of life through Guru's guidance. Person who has been enabled by the Guru to unite with God by seeking truth and then honored and acclaimed everywhere for his virtues. 1. This person is united with God due to good fortune through the company of holy saints. Then one develops all the virtues through Guru's guidance. This devotee develops love for truth and contentment by imbibing the love of God, thus winning his acceptance by speaking truth only. O Nanak, the person who is united with the God through Guru's guidance does not suffer separation from God, being born again, and remains merged with him. राग सुही महला पहला, छंत कर दूजा, एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद। हम कर साजन आए, साचे मेल मिलाए, सहज मिलाए हर मन पाए, पंच मिले सुख पाया। साई वस्त प्राप्त हुई, जिससे ती मन लाया। अन दिन मेल भया मन मानिया, कर मंदर सोहाए। पंच शब्द तुन अनहद वाजे, हम कर साजन आए। The friendly saints have visited our home, though it has been made possible by the God himself. When God got pleased with us, he has arranged our meeting with the holy saints in the fourth state of equipoise that resulted in peace and tranquility of mind. We attained the invaluable possession of true name, which we have longed for and have yearned our hopes on it. Once we got into company of holy saints day and night, the mind was willing to accept Guru's word. As such, we enjoyed the bliss of life within our inner selves in this human form itself. When the saints gave us a glimpse of their vision, then we could hear the unstrung music of nature by ridding ourselves of our dual-mindedness. आवो मीत प्यारे, मंगल गावह नारे, सच मंगल गावहो तां, प्रभ पावो सोय लड़ाए जुग चारे। अपने कर आया थान सुहाया, कारज शब्द सवारे। ज्ञान महारस नेत्री अंजन, त्रिपवन रूप दिखाया। सखी मिलो रस मंगल गावो, हम कर साजन आया। O Gursik, I pray to give me your company so that we may sing the praises of God. God would be pleased with you when you sing his praises and would honor you in all the four ages. Such Guru-minded people find all their jobs completed by attaining the light of knowledge through the Guru's word, thus finally attaining self-realization. We find solace of mind in the company of holy saints. With the medicine of Guru's teachings and knowledge being applied to the eyes, a Gursikh gets a full realization and picture of God's secrets as revealed in the three worlds, showing the prevalence of God pervading in all the four corners of the universe. O friendly saints, let us sing the praises of God in the company of holy congregations, which are so sweet and blissful, as if the God has permeated our inner selves and appeared within us. मन तन अमृत पिन्ना अंतर प्रेम रतना अंतर रतन पदार्थ मेरा परम तत्व विचारो जंत पेख तू सफल्यो दाता सिर सिर देवण हारो तू जान ज्ञानी अंतर जामी आपे कारण कीना सुनो सखी मन मोहन मोहया तन मन अमृत पीना. O Vaheguru, my heart is blossoming with love, having tasted the nectar of true name, and the jewel of your love and affections is visible within my heart. The very thought of your true name is invaluable gem within me. O Vaheguru, all the human beings are like beggars at your door, while you are the God benefactor of the whole universe, deciding the fruits of each individual's labors and providing sustenance to all the beings. Why do you not realize, the mortal, that God is omniscient and knows the secrets of your mind? He is the cause and effect of all the things happening around us. O friend, listen to me. The beloved God has enamored me with his bewitching form, so that my body and soul is fully imbued with his love. Atmiram sansara, sacha khel tumhara, sach khel tumhara gum apara, तुध बिन कौन बुझाए सिद्ध साधिक स्याणे केते तुझ बिन कवण कहाए काल बिकाल भय देवाने मन राखिया गुर ठाए नानक अवगण शब्द चलाए गुण संगम प्रभ पाए. This worldly creation is your drama, which is true and is beyond our comprehension, and no one else except you could clarify its vast implications. There are innumerable learned people, including Siddhas, but who could ever explain the meaning of your wonderful worldly drama? Whosoever has been blessed by the Guru with the knowledge of cycle of rebirths, or their mind is made peaceful by the Guru, have become thrilled with such a realization. O Nanak, we were united with the virtues of God as soon as we shed our vices and vicious thoughts through the Guru's guidance, and we got merged with the God through his grace. राग सुही महला पहला करती चा एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद आवह सजना हम देखा दर्शन तेरा राम कर आप नड़ै खड़ी तका में मन चाओ कनेरा राम मन चाओ कनेरा सुन प्रभ मेरा मैं तेरा परवासा दर्शन देख बहीने केवल जन्म मरण दुख नासा सगली जोत जाता तू सोई मिलया पाए सुभाए नानक साजन को बल जाए साच मिले कर आए. O friend, O beloved God, I have a great craving and longing in my heart to perceive you within me and continue seeing you all the time. O my Vaheguru, I pray, listen to my prayer. I have only your support. I am longing to have a glimpse of your vision. People who have perceived you have purified their minds with their hearts filled with joy, having cast away the cycle of rebirths. Your light pervades everywhere throughout the universe, and I am fortunate in having known you. You have enabled me to unite with you effortlessly in the state of equipoise. O Nanak, I would offer myself as a sacrifice to my beloved God. It is through meditation of true name that we are united with you within ourselves. Kar aayede sajna ta tan khari sarsi ram har mohedi sach shabad ठाकुर देख रहंसी राम गुण संग रहंसी खरी सरसी जारावी रंग राते अवगण मार गुणी कर छाया पूरे पुरख विधाते तस्कर मार वसी पंचायन अदल करे विचारे नानक राम नाम निस्तारा गुरमत मिले प्यारे. When the soul bride's friend, the beloved God, comes to her home, the bride is very pleased. She is fascinated with the true word of God's Shabad. Gazing upon her God and Master, she is filled with joy. She is filled with virtuous joy and is totally pleased when she is ravished and enjoyed by her God and imbued with His love. Her faults and demerits are eradicated, and she roofs her home with virtue through the perfect God, the architect of destiny. Conquering the thieves, she dwells as the mistress of her home and administers justice wisely. O Nanak, through God's name she is emancipated. Through the Guru's teachings she meets her beloved. Var phayada baladiye asa mansa puri ram pir ravyadi shabad rali rav rahya nahi duri ram prab dur na hoi kat kat soi tiski nar sabai ape rasya ape rave jyo tis di vadiyai अमर अडोल मूल पारा गुरपुरै सच पायै नानक आपे जोग सजोगी नदर करे लिव लायै. The young bride has found her husband God. Her hopes and desires are all fulfilled. Now she is enjoying with her husband God and is blending into the word of the Shabad, pervading and permeating everywhere. The God is not far away from her anymore. He is not far away. He is in each and every heart. All are her brides. He himself is the enjoyer. He himself ravishes and enjoys. This is his glorious greatness. He is imperishable, immovable, invaluable, and infinite. The true God is obtained through the perfect Guru. O Nanak, He himself unites us in his union by his glass of grace. He lovingly attunes them to himself. Pir chidiyai maadiyai tehu lo awas sir tajaram hau bisam bhai dekh guna anhad shabad agajaram शब्द विचारे करने सारे राम नाम निसाणो नाम बिना खोटे नहीं ठाहर नाम रतन परवाणो पत मत पूरी पूरा परवाना ना आवे ना जासी नानक गुरमुख आप पछाणै प्रभ जैसे अविनाशी. O Vaheguru, you are abiding in the highest seat of the holy saints, and you are the kings of all ages. I am wonder-struck to perceive your grandeur, resulting in my being mesmerized to find you pervading in all beings equally well, and hearing the unstrung, all-pervasive music of nature. Now I have gained in the insignia of God's true name by pondering over God's word and improving quality of my deeds. The self-willed people, however, who were devoid of true name, did not find favor or acceptance in God's presence. The Guru-minded people who are accepted in God's court, having acquired the boon of true name, find all comforts of life as well. O Nanak, such Guru-minded people are received with honor in God's presence, who have Guru's authority through his teachings, and they are saved from the cycle of births and deaths as well. They attain self-realization through the Guru's guidance, and they become immortal like God himself. So the true path of attaining God through acquisition of true name in the company of holy congregation is realized if the grace of God is bestowed on us. एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद, राग सूही छंद महला पहला, कर चौथा जिनकी तिन देखिया, जग तंदड़े लाया, दान तेरे घट जानना, तन चंद दी पाया, चंदो दिपाया दान हर कै, दुख अंधेरा उठ गया, गुण जंज लाड़े नाल सो है, परख मोहने लिया, विवाह हुआ शोभ सेती, पंच शब्दी आया, जिनकी तिन देखिया, जग तंदड़े लाया. The one who has created this world is watching over it, and he enjoins the people in their tasks too. O Vaheguru, your gifts illuminate the heart, and the moon casts its light on the body. The moon glows by God's gift, and the darkness of suffering is taken away. The marriage party of virtues look beautiful with the groom when he chooses an enticing bride with care. The wedding is performed with glorious splendor. He has arrived accompanied by the vibrations of the Panchshabad, the 5 primal sounds. The one who created the world watches over it. He enjoins the people of the world to their tasks. How balihari sajna meeta varita, इतन जिन स्यों गांढिया मन लीड़ा दीता, लिया ता दिया मान जिन स्यों से सज्जन क्यों विसरै, जिन दिस आया हो हेर लिया, जी से ती गह रहे, सगल गुण अवगुण ना कोई होए नीता नीता, हूँ बलिहारी साजना मीता वरीता. I am sacrificed to my pure friends, the immaculate saints. This body is attached to them, and we have shared our minds. How could I forget those friends? Seeing them bring joy to my heart, I keep them clasped to my soul. They all have virtues and merits forever and ever. They have no demerits or faults at all. I am a sacrifice to my pure friends, the immaculate saint. Guna kahove vasula kadvas lai jai. Je gun hovan sajna mil saaj kari jai. साँझ करी जय गुढ़ई केरी छोड़ अवगण चलिए पहरे पटंबर कर डंबर आपना पिड़ मलिए जिथे जाए बहिए भला कहिए चोल अमृत पी जय गुणा का होवै वासला कड़वास लई जय. Let's have a basket of fragrant virtues and enjoy its fragrance. If my friends have virtues, I will share them. Let us find a partnership and share virtues. Abandon all our faults. Let us wear our virtues like silk clothes. Let us decorate ourselves and enter the arena. Let us speak of goodness wherever we go and sit. Let us skim off the ambrosial nectar and drink in it. One who has a basket of fragrant virtues should enjoy its fragrance. आप करे किस आखिए होर करे न कोई आखण ताक जाइए जे फूलड़ा होई जे होए फूला जाए कहिए आप करता क्यों फूले सुने देखे बाज कहिए दान अन मंगया दिवै दान देई दाता जग विधाता नानका सच सोई आप करे किस आखिए होर करे न कोई. He is himself who does everything. We cannot complain. No one else does anything. Let us go ahead, complain to him. If he makes a mistake, let's complain. But how can a creator himself make a mistake? He is seeing, hearing, without our asking. He gives us gifts. He is the great giver and the architect of the universe. O Nanak, He is the true one. He Himself is doing everything. How can we complain? No one else is doing anything. Suhi mahalla pehla मेरा मन राता गुण रवै मन पावै सोई गुर की पौड़ी साच की साचा सुख होई सुख सहज आवै साच पावै साच की मत क्यों टलै स्नान दान सुज्ञान मजन आप छल्यो क्यों छलै पर पंच मोह विकार था के कूड़ कपट ना दोई मेरा मन राता गुण रवै मन पावै सोई. My mind is totally imbued with the praises of God and I chant them. Truth is the ladder to the Guru. Climbing on this truth, peace is obtained. How could these true teachings be erased? He himself is undeceivable. He can never be deceived by cleansing baths, charity, spiritual wisdom, or ritual things. Fraud, attachment of corruption are taken away, as are falsehood, hypocrisy, duality. My mind is imbued with His glorious praises. I chant them and is pleasing to my mind. Sahib so salahiye जिन कारण किया मैल लागी मन मैलिए किने अमृत पिया मथ अमृत पियाए हुमन दिया गुर पे मोल कराया आपनड़ा प्रभ सहज पछाता जा मन साचे लाया तिस नाल गुण गावा जे तिस पावा क्यों मिले होए पराया साहिब सो सलाहिए जिन जगत उपाया. Praise your God and Master who created the creation. Fiddlesticks to the polluted mind. How rare are those who drink the ambrosial nectar. Let us churn this nectar and drink in it. Let us dedicate this mind to the Guru, and he will value it highly. I intuitively realize my God when I link my mind to true God. I sing his glorious praises with him. If it pleases him, how could I meet him by being a stranger to him? Let us praise your God and Master who has created this creation. आई गया कि न आयो क्यों आवे जाता प्रीतम स्यों मन मानिया हर से तीराता साहिब रंग राता सच की बाता जिन बिंब का खोट उसारिया पंचभूनाय को आप सिरंदा जिन सच का पिंड सवारिया हम अवगणे हारे तू सुन प्यारे तुद पावे सच सोई आवण जाना ना थिए साची मत होई. When he comes, there is nothing else that remains behind. How can there be any coming and going after that? When this mind is reconciled with beloved God, then it merges with him. Those who are imbued with that God and Master, their speech is true. That God and Master who has created this body fortress from just a bubble. He is the master of 5 elements. He is himself the creator God. He embellished the body with truth. I am worthless. Please hear me, O beloved. Whatever pleases you is truth. One who is blessed with true understanding does not come and go. अंजन तैसा अंजिए जैसा फिर पावे समझे सूझे जानिए जे आप चढ़ावे मार्ग पावे आपे मनुआ लेवे कर्म सुकर्म कराए आपे कीमत कौन पेवे तंत मंत पाखंड न जाना राम हृदय मन मानिया अंजन नाम तिसैते सूझे गुर शब्दी सच जानिया. Let us apply that ointment to our eyes which is pleasing to the beloved God. Let us realize, understand and know him. He himself causes us to know him. He himself shows us the way. He himself leads us to attract our mind. He himself causes us to do good and bad deeds. Who can know the value of the mysterious God? I know nothing of any kind of tantric, magical mantras, hypocritical rituals. Just enshrining the God in my heart is most attracting to my mind. The ointment of Nam is only understood by those who realize the God through the word of Guru Shabad. साजन होवन आपने क्यों पर कर जाही साजन राते सच के संगे मन माही साजन करे रलिया कर्म धर्म सबाया 68 तीर्थ पुण्य पूजा नाम साचा पाया आप साजे थाप वेखै तिसै पाणा पाया साजन रंग गिलड़े रंग लाल बनाया. I have my own friends. Why should I go to a stranger? My friends are imbued with the true God. He is with them in their minds. In their minds, these friends celebrate happiness, all good karma, righteousness, the 68 holy places of pilgrimage, charity, worship are found in the love of true name. Vaheguru himself creates, establishes and beholds all. By his will, my friends are happy in the love of God and they nurture love for their beloved. अंधा आग जेठिए क्यों पाधर जाने, आप मुझसे मत होछिए क्यों राह पछाणे, क्यों राह जावे महल पावे अंध की मत अंधली, विण नाम हर के कछ न सूझे अंध बूढ़ो तंदली, दिन रात चानण छाओ उपजय शब्द गुर का मन वसै, कर जोड़ गुर पह कर बिनती राह पाधर गुर दसै। If a blind man is made a leader, how will he know the way? He is impaired, he does not understand. How can he find the way? How can he follow the path and reach that mansion of God's presence? Blind is the understanding of the blind. Without God's name, they cannot see anything. Like a blind people drowned in worldly entanglements, day and night the divine light shines forth and joy wells up when the word of Guru Shabad abides in this mind. With your palms pressed together, let us pray to the Guru to show us the way. मन परदेसी जेठिए सब देश पराया, किस पह खोलो गंठड़ी दुखी पर आया, दुखी पर आया जगत सवाया, कौन जाने बिद मेरिया, आवणे जावणे खरे डरावणे तोट न आवे फेरिया, नाम विहूणे ऊणे छूणे ना गुर शब्द सुनाया, मन परदेसी जेठिए सब देश पराया। If a man becomes a stranger to the God, then all the world becomes a stranger to this person. Unto whom should I tie up and give the bundle of my pains? This whole world is overflowing with pains and sufferings. Who can know the state of my inner self? All these comings and goings is like a dreadful, terrible thing. There's no end to this reincarnation. Without the Naam, one is void, sad. One does not listen to the words of Guru Shabad. If the mind becomes a stranger to the God, then all the world becomes stranger to such a mind. गुरु महली कर आपने सो पर पुर लीना, सेवक सेवा ता करे सच शब्द पतीना, सब दे पति जय अंक पी जय सो महल महला अंतरे, आप करता करे सोई प्रभु आप अंत निरंतरे, गुरु शब्द मेला ता सुहेला भजंत अनहद बीणा, गुर महली कर आपने सो भरपुर लीना। Such person who finds Vaheguru's mansion within one's inner self merges in that all-pervading God. The disciple performs selfless service when he is pleased and conformed in the true word of the Shabad, with full faith in the Shabad. Having full devotion, the bride dwells in the mansion of God's presence deep within her being. The Creator himself creates, and in the end he is endless. Through the word of Guru Shabad, the mortal is united, embellished, and the unstruck melody of the sound Granth resounds. One who finds Guru's mansion within the home of one's own being merges in all-pervading God. कीता क्या सलाहिए कर वेखे सोई, ताकि कीमत ना पवे जे लोचे कोई, कीमत सो पावे आप जणावे आप भुल न भूले, जय जयकार करे तुध पावे गुर के शब्द अमूले, हीणो नीच करो बेनंती साच न छोड़ो पाई, नानक जिन कर देखे आ देवे मत साई. That What has been created does not need any further praise. Let us praise instead the one who created it and watches over it. His value cannot be estimated. He alone can estimate God's value, whom God Himself causes to know. He is not mistaken, He does not make mistakes. He alone celebrates victory, who is pleasing to you through the invaluable word of Guru Shabad. I am lowly and abject, I offer my prayer. May I never forsake the true name, O siblings of destiny. O Nanak, that one who has created and is watching over it gives the understanding by his mercy.